I got into the Overland Trail diaries and ended up writing about sound on the Overland Trail.
I think I just got to an age where I felt that I needed to make a decision, either become a career accountant.
Someone said to me, I would take this American history course, it's going to be really easy, and it wasn't easy. And I just got really into it, and I think there are more personalities.
I was interested in classics as a kid because my dad grew up in southern Italy, and he was born actually during World War II.
The reason why I like doing research is that I'm able to ask my own questions and develop ways that I could best answer my question.
The College Doctoral Fellows program is designed to attract the best and the brightest students in the nation and bring them to USC.
Well, USC is in a fabulous location in the Los Angeles basin for all of the scholars who are working on the American West. And I was primarily attracted because my advisor, Bill Deverell, is here.
I'm curious, with the paper that you wrote that's won this big award, where the idea came to study sound in the American West in the 19th century.
It actually came from an idea that was brought up in our environmental history seminar where we talked about the growing interest in the history of the senses. And he's not only a leading scholar in the field, but he's also building this institute in conjunction with USC and the Huntington, which just has a lot of amazing opportunities for graduate students. I mean, not only are there funding opportunities, but there's also possibilities to meet other graduate students from across Los Angeles. Some of the perks of being a fellow are sort of that built-in interdisciplinary community where you have students you can talk to from across the disciplines and see a different graduate student experience that moves you beyond the internal conflicts and friendships of just the history department.
I think everyone wants to be an investigator. You know, secretly, deep inside, everyone wants to figure out, who did it, how is it done. You get to bring in everything that you've ever learned into your research, and you use all of that to your advantage in trying to put together the clues, essentially the question or the mystery that you're looking at.
Communication with graduate students is one of our most important priorities. When somebody comes to USC as a graduate student, they're also coming to a community in which we care very much about what their everyday lives are like. We hope to let it be known that we give support in numerous ways and not just financial.
I'm from Cannock, England. It's in the British Midlands, and I went to school at Cambridge University, did my BA there.
I just think that it's problematic to say that here.
I did my MPhil in historical studies again, and that was with a focus on American history.
Is there any reason why liberalism should be less imperialistic than...
I think the main factor in applying to a school for graduate work is the people that work there. I think there are great people working at political science and international relations departments at USC, and I've had the opportunity to work with people who I admire and respect, Ronald Steele, Laurie Brand, and Robert English, people whose work I've read. And so I think I just get a kick out of being in a class with people who I aspire to, in my own academic career, somewhat emulate. My area of research is the 1960s and 1970s in particular, and a lot of the sources from that era are held at LA Public Library. It's in downtown Los Angeles, and that's a real benefit, I think, having that library on our doorstep.
The College Doctoral Fellows program provides a 5-year package of a research stipend that's very competitive, in fact exceeds most universities in the nation. We're giving them a summer stipend for the full 5 years, and the other innovative feature is they get a research budget that comes from the College Dean's office, which enables them to fund the research projects or buy equipment.
One of the advantages of being a College Doctoral Fellow is the summer funding for the 5 years. And so this summer I'm trying to go to Germany, and so I have some funding to do that. I decided to go to USC for a number of reasons. And probably the most important reason for me was I wanted to go to a department that had a broad approach to classics and not just spent 4 years memorizing Latin and Greek verbs and then write your dissertation and then get out. I wanted to have the opportunity to really do some interesting research and have thoughtful meetings or conversations with people. My professors at Vassar told me to apply to USC for graduate school because they did tell me that the grad students there seem to be happier on average than the other grad students in classics, at least, that they've met. When I decided to come to USC, I started looking for housing, and so my experience of LA is actually a little bit maybe different than other people because I can walk everywhere. So I walk to the grocery store and I walk to the restaurants or coffee shops, but that was really important to me. Some of the other schools I was looking at were kind of in the middle of nowhere, and so all you got was the school. But I knew that I wanted to stay in a city and I wanted to have the resources of a city.
I'm working at Dr. Irving Biederman's Image Understanding Lab, and I'm in the Brain and Cognitive Sciences program at the Psychology Department. And in our lab, we are trying to understand how the human visual system utilizes the vast amount of information out there in the visual field. I was born here, but our family moved back to Korea when I was about 1. When it was time for me to apply to undergrad, I knew I wanted to come back to California. The reason why I chose USC, financial support was one of the major things that led me here. Also, but more importantly, was the faculty members and the relationship that I saw in different lab mates with their advisors. I knew that, this was the place that I should be. Being a student at USC, I definitely feel like I'm being taken care of. Even if the faculty that I want to correspond with is not my advisor, if their field is what is interesting to me and I have specific questions to them, I was always able to go directly to them and have, interesting conversations. USC is a place where there's a lot of diversity. There's a lot of student organizations. There's a great number of different ethnic groups that live in LA, and you can really take advantage of that.
Los Angeles is situated in a vibrant urban metropolis that is bounded by the ocean, by mountains, by desert, beautiful geographical locations. But the students who choose to go to USC come here for the academics.
I think what struck me about USC when I first got here was the school spirit and how proud people are of their school.
For me, it was a proximity issue. I love living in Southern California, and you can never complain about the weather.
I can't think of anything that I'm not getting here at USC that I would be getting somewhere else.